bear with me as I don't know how the YouTube live thing works just yet. Hope you guys can hear me. Hi. Hi. So since I can't see you guys, so you can comment down below, you can chat. I got some questions off Instagram, so I'll be answering some of those. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm not very sure how this works just yet. It's my first time doing a YouTube live, and I feel like it has higher stakes than an Instagram or a Facebook live, so bear with me. I'm still getting a lot of questions over at Instagram, but yeah, you can also chat it down below. Exciting questions for tonight. So I'm gonna answer anything. It can be about personal finance, business, or life, adulting, and personal questions. In general questions, you can ask away. I don't know how I can chat to you guys. Why is this very complicated? There. Let's wait for a couple of more people to come in. How are you guys? Yeah, so I'll answer some questions ha, so that we can get the ball rolling. Hi, Crystal. Yes, okay. So I don't know if I can chat to you guys. Oh, parang nawawala yung chats. Sige. I think I can't respond to you in the chats. So I'll be answering them verbally na lang. Sige. We have some questions here on Instagram. A lot of you guys are asking me about certain types of insurance, about co-op, about managing finances as a couple. So that's gonna be interesting. You can also add some questions in the chat box down below, ha? Yes, so if it's your first time in my channel and my live, hi everyone, I'm Charm from Ready2Adult Philippines. I mostly talk about personal finance, business, and adulting in general, but you guys can ask me questions, like personal questions. By the way, let me know if, kindly let me know if you guys can hear my audio, okay? Okay lang ba yung audio ko? Kasi I don't know if how it's translating to you guys. Hopefully, okay naman, stable yung net. You can hear my audio well. So, yeah. Hi, May. May Miguel. Hello. Yes, buti naman okay lang yung audio. Alright, so I'll answer some basic questions na lang. Okay. Advices to become entirely independent on your own. Wow, heavy questions pala agad. Sige, independent. I feel like I know some of you guys know that I'm the breadwinner of our family. So, but I feel like that doesn't necessarily make me independent agad. Kasi I don't do all of our household chores, for example, 'di ba? So, I feel like I can really say that I'm truly independent when I'm living I lived with my partner for a while, for a couple of months, but I felt like that was just like a trial run. So, advice to become independent is for me to really strive to be comfortable being alone, be sustainable being alone, even if it's financially, emotionally, doing household chores and stuff like that. And it's a slow process, and it's okay. Like, if you're independent in one aspect of your life, it doesn't necessarily mean everything will follow. So, yeah, that's my short answer to it. So, I also did this live pala kasi we just hit 10,000 about 2 weeks ago, and I never got to celebrate passing the 10,000 mark. I feel like it's a really big milestone for the channel. So, yeah. Okay, wait lang. Someone's saying they can't find the live daw. Let me quickly repost the link. Sige. Alright. So, thank you so much. You know, I posted a story na I only aimed for 1,000 subscribers this year. And getting to 10,000 was really big already. Of course, we didn't expect, diba, that there would be a lockdown and there would be a pandemic. So, I didn't really think that I could focus too much on the channel. So, I'll show you guys. I don't know if you can see that. I aimed for 1,000 subscribers. So, 1,000 followers on Instagram. And grabe, 1,000 naging, hi, Ewoks. Yes, I love Maven. I think, we really have to do another collab also with Maven. I really love her content. I love her. I was thinking about inviting her about real estate. So, that would also be fun since she has also a property that she's using as a, she's a property manager for one of her units in Manila. Someone asked also, what is your monthly net for your Airbnb unit? Any advice? For my Airbnb unit, okay, so for our Airbnb unit, it's a middle class condominium. So, there are socio-economic condos. There are also like super high-end ones. We're kind of in the middle. So, we didn't buy it for too expensive as well. So, we got it for around 2.5. And then, we net around 20,000. 20,000, but we're doing Airbnb also. We used to do Airbnb. Ngayon, we're doing more of long-term na, pero we still net around 15 to 20. On a really good month pre-lockdown, it would do 25,000, I guess, for net profit, meaning clean of all the expenses na. And that's a pretty good return naman. It's around 10% a year. If I'm not sorry, no, it's around 12% a year. So it's not bad. Definitely consistent throughout the lockdown, so we were very thankful. Kasi if you guys don't know, the Airbnb that we have, Our condo is owned by the company, and one of our branches actually closed down because of the pandemic. Our landlord charged us 50% rent all throughout since March, April, and we really couldn't sustain paying even half the rent. Tapos wala talaga, zero money coming in. So, yeah, that was hard. That's the second business that I closed, and every time we close business, it's really hard because we've done pop-ups before wherein we really expected to close after 3 months, after 6 months, so we set our expectations. But this one, we really thought we'd be open for more than 5 years, and we got to open less than 2 years lang. We had to close. I think our losses were at around 5M, maybe more. Definitely painful, but yeah, moving on. We have to move on with our lives. I know a lot of businesses are affected during this time. So, what can you do? At least we have rainy day funds, which is really, really important, even for businesses. This is something that I really stress, even to freelancers. I deal with a lot of creatives and freelancers. So if you're someone who's working online or working remotely and you're managing your own money, always set aside money for business and set aside money for personal, and have a really good sizable emergency fund for your business as well. So yeah. Yeah, I know, shocking and medyo painful din, but what can you do? Okay, so next is, what are the things you're currently saving up, both long term and short term? Okay, so this used to be a long term goal, but if you guys saw my condo tour video, I did I announced that we already put a down payment on our condo, so that's kind of short to medium term goal right now. So what we did, I'll do a video about it, but for you guys who are here, I'll tell you all about it. We bought a condo for a shroom. Ang meaning ng for a shroom is that someone paid down payment and monthly equity on the condo. So meaning, 'di ba, instead of paying 20% agad on a 3 million condo, which is around 600,000. That's big, right? What they did is they stretched that across 2 to 4 years usually. So the one that we took over, and then yung binilhan namin ng condo, they are giving up the condo na for maybe for profits, or they want to liquidate into cash. So we had to put up a down payment of around 400,000. Definitely hard decision to make, especially we really wanted to be liquid in cash right now during the pandemic. We wanted to have a sizable emergency fund, but it was a really good deal because the condo, instead of waiting 4 years to be finished, we just have to wait for 1.5, 2 years na lang. So that's why the past owner who already paid 2.5 years for it, we had to pay it in bulk, plus a little bit of profits then. Plus, you have to pay for changing of name ng documents. So that's usually around 550 to 150,000. I know the math is confusing. I'll make a video about it. But that's basically what we did. Now we are continuing to pay the equity monthly, which is maliit lang. It doesn't reach 10,000 a month for the next year and a half. And then after, we're planning to take out a loan for it. It's going to be my first loan through a financial institution. So I'll be learning all about it. I'll take you guys with me through my experience. I will be asking Maven about it because she's been through it already. Hi, Maven. So yeah, it's definitely one of my short to medium term goals. My long term goal, which I've already talked about in my channel as well, is to really retire early by 45 years old. it's not as early. It's not like 30, 35 years old. But I feel like it's realistic for me considering I am the breadwinner. Honestly, if I wasn't the breadwinner, I could really speed it up. Like, maybe I could retire early, 40, 38, ganon. But, what can you do, diba? It's very evident naman in our Filipino culture that we need to support our parents, sometimes even our siblings. So, yeah, that's my goal, 45 years old. I just don't want to retire when I'm 60. So, at least after 45, I can focus mainly on really financial education, spreading financial literacy. So yeah, in terms of the channel naman, I really want to, as you guys can see, I've been really putting all my time and effort, even if I'm handling several businesses as well. I really want to grow this channel. I think this is my first time talking about it, but I wanna put out a book, maybe an ebook first, and then I also mentioned before that I want to do a planner. So supposed to be 2021, but it's honestly hard to be excited and positive with everything going on. So I decided to push it back na lang to next year. So yeah, those are some of my plans for the channel to really grow, spread awareness about financial literacy. Yeah. Okay. Off to the lighter questions. Okay. Meron bang lighter questions dito? Parang parang it's hard to. Okay, is it okay to have multiple or many bank accounts? Yes, for me definitely. You saw naman in my personal finance system, like my all my bank accounts. I forgot how many I put up there, like 7 or 9 bank accounts. I really like compartmentalizing things. Like, even when it comes to daily tasks, I like handling them like one at a time because I really get overwhelmed a lot, and I'm really still bad at it. I try to multitask, and multitasking doesn't really work. So what I do, I mentioned it, I have a personal bank account. I have a couple's bank account that I share with my boyfriend, and then I have a business, parang rainy day fund for my business that I share with my business partner. I have an account for my business, my DTI registered business, meaning sole proprietor, and then I have several bank accounts also for my corporation business. Super daming bank account, and I really like strengthening my relationship with banks. I'm the one who goes to the bank, really gets to know our account manager, our relationship manager. And through those, I can honestly say that it has made it a lot easier for me to get credit cards, get bank statements. Sometimes they even give it to me for free. You're supposed to pay for those bank certificates and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like even if a lot of people say that the traditional banks in the Philippines are like so old school and parang super late na ganon, I feel like there's still a lot of upside to having a good relationship with them. Especially when I take out a loan in the future, diba? So, again, you guys can put questions also here sa baba ha, para I can also answer it real time. Okay, so, ask ko lang po yung range ng sweldo nyo monthly sa work or business. Okay, so I've put up a couple of stories that I mentioned that I used to earn 6 figures a month in peso, of course. But now, it has been, during the start of the quarantine, it was cut 75%. So I was earning 25% na lang. So I had to, luckily, one of my businesses picked up a little bit during the lockdown, and while the others were completely closed during the lockdown. So, okay, to give you guys a range, because it does fluctuate, I have around 5 to 6 streams. I had around 5 to 6 streams of income before the lockdown, and that was around 140 to 160,000 pesos a month. Okay, so I acknowledge that, you know, that is a big amount, and I was so grateful to be in that position. And this lockdown really humbled me because I went down to ilan ba? 20 no, 30 to 40,000 a month during the start of the lockdown. So I did so many side hustles. I increased my efforts into this YouTube channel in particular. I'm not really earning a sustainable amount through this YouTube channel yet, but I acknowledge, I admit that I do intend to monetize from this in the future. Like, I am monetized right now in terms of YouTube ads, but as I mentioned in my stories, I really haven't seen the light of day of the money that I've been earning. So it's around 6,000 a month with my channel right now, but I haven't touched any of that because there's problems with mailing the YouTube AdSense pin that you should get through snail mail in the Philippines. Alam naman natin yung problema natin sa mail system. So I haven't gotten that na. It's been three months already. Right now, I'm at about 50 to 60,000 a month right now. Still very far from what I used to earn, and honestly, I'll be very honest, I'm not really saving a lot right now, but I'm also not getting any from my emergency savings, which is really important. I really want to preserve the emergency savings. And then now, as business is slowly reopening, and the channel is honestly starting to pick up a little bit, not a lot, but I'm gonna take any amount that I can right now from any side hustle that I can. So really humbling again, diba? From 150 to 50. And yeah, sometimes honestly I feel like a hypocrite telling everyone to save 20% of your sweldo, but I also acknowledge that today it's a special moment in our lives that everything seems to be uncertain, especially if you're a retail business owner. So I'm not gonna be too hard on myself with that. So yeah. And then, okay, let's move on kasi maging emotional tayo dito. Okay, so, okay, do you have strategies on time management for your relationship, business, and personal development? Okay, I feel like my entire concept of time management was thrown out the window and you have to learn everything again. So right now, what I've been doing the past 8 months, I've been working during the day with all my businesses. So I'm currently running 2 businesses right now. That's Dual Story and our food market, 2 food markets, 3 branches, but 2 companies. So that's 3 day jobs that I have. I do that during the daytime. During the nighttime is when I do mostly ready-to-adult stuff and, within breaks throughout the day. So that's the reason why I upload on weekends. I do Facebook Live during the night. I usually do stories during the night. I film during the night. So I usually film 12 midnight to 1 a.m. because dogs are silent. Walang motor vehicles or cars passing by that I have to, stop every few minutes. So, yeah, that's my time management right now. Weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I've been spending time with my boyfriend, my family, and his family. So we get together every Sunday the past couple of months, either in his house or just right now we spent early Thanksgiving here in our house. They just left right before I started the video. So I've been trying to not do day jobs or my work during the weekends anymore, but I do a lot of ready-to-adult stuff. So it's really been from Saturday, Sunday, I'm editing the whole time. So, yeah, that's currently my time management. Again, compartmentalizing and trying to make a schedule, even if you don't always get to stick to it, can really help out. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And also, it helps that I work with my boyfriend. Like, um, he's my partner in one of my businesses, a dual story. Like, I mostly handle finances and social media management, and he does all the writing, the copy, and stuff like that. So we work closely with each other. We attend meetings together. So yeah. And then, all right. So lighter question. What's your tip for Christmas gift giving? All right. So I I'm not big on planning ahead for Christmas gift. I'm really bad at it, admittedly. Like, I feel like I give really bad gifts every year. Sorry to my friends and family. Usually, because I don't like giving gifts that people might not really like. So what I usually do is I let them choose, or I get, oh hi babe, or I get a where was I? Sorry, na I got distracted. I ask what they want, so I ask for a wish list, or I give a generic gift that I know everyone is gonna love. So it can be either food, and sometimes I don't know. I'm bad at giving like customized gifts. Like last year I gave my friends earrings, all earrings but parang different designs that match their personality. So I thought about it but not too much na individual gifts talaga. And then but one of my friends who's really good at giving gifts, shout out to Ninia. She's very good at Shopee, like getting really good deals at Shopee. She plans as early as September. So parang 11/11 she checks out para to avoid also that, 12/12 is kind of late to buy already because there's so much delays in the shipping. So yeah, she's very good. Yes, vouchers, tapos shop back pa, tapos credit card or e-wallet deals pa, rebates. So someone posted in our Facebook group. If you're not part of it already, join the Ready2Adult Facebook group. You can get 5% cashback when you use the ING Pay. It's like the e-wallet of ING. So I'm going to check that out. So yeah, Maven, I think that's a good idea for a video if you wanna collab on that. Christmas gift giving ideas, because we're not all about being frugal and saving money and being stingy on this channel. Yeah, so it's also part of adulting, diba? To show our loved ones how we appreciate them. Okay, so didn't get the notification on my YouTube subscription. So yeah, I don't know how YouTube Live works yet. So I hope to figure this out. I feel like it's not pushing to people as much. They really have to go to the community tab of my profile to get here. Okay, so oh, kilig. Yes, 11/11 saved me 1,500 total with free shipping. Yes, so I'll do a mini haul for on Instagram stories for what I bought 11/11. The live is unlisted. Oh, why? I don't know. I don't know how to do that, guys. Sorry, it's ang noob ko. It's my first YouTube live talaga. It's so obvious. Sige, let's move on. Someone asked kanina sa comments and also here, like, how do you start talking about, how do you open up the conversation of finance with your partner? Diba? My boyfriend's also here, so let me know if this is accurate. But my boyfriend and I, we were pretty open with our finances when we were dating. Not to the point, when we were started, not to the point naman that we knew each other's salary, or we knew how much each other's bank account, how much was in each other's bank accounts. But we didn't really, we were very open, like for example with our credit card statements, with splitting the bill, and like I'm the one who usually handles finances in the relationship, so he would usually just let me do all the calculating and just tell him like how much it costs. Like for example, when we travel, I just tell him, okay, let's save up 1,000 pesos every week tapos wala na tayong babayaran for the trip, or let's just bring like whatever shopping money you want to bring for the trip. So I usually do everything. I think it was in our, maybe we were 1.5 years in before we were like super open talaga with our finances, because we were planning to buy a condo. So we were planning to buy a condo already. So that's why we had to know where each other was in terms of our finances, so that we would know if we were ready. And yeah, that's basically how it started. If you're someone who really avoids talking about money with your partner, if you're still magjowa, like magjowa, is that still the term? Mag-boyfriend, girlfriend, I suggest you do it now. I think it's publicly known idea naman na a lot of couples, like married couples, fight about finances, and that's usually why they get annulled, they get divorced. So talk about money with your boyfriend or your girlfriend as early as now. You can start by asking each other what your financial goals are. 'Di ba? That's something that can open up the conversation without really asking, oh, how much do you make? How much is in your bank account, 'di ba? Or if you're outside, like what's your credit score, 'di ba? That's something that you can do. How do you manage finances together, or someone handles it primarily, like who processes the bills, etc. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to share this. I think my boyfriend's okay with it naman. That's actually something that we disagree with, on how when we get married, how we should manage our finances. So there are different models, right? One is that you still have completely separate bank accounts, tapos may household fund kayo that you both put money in. A famous personality that I know does this is Solen and Nico. They don't. I heard that they still don't know how much each other earns. They don't know how much is in each other's bank accounts, but they have a shared household account that they constantly put money in every month, and they're very comfortable with that. They don't have a problem with it, and it really depends on you and your partner. There's also for example, I know another famous couple that does this is Chris Uy and Slater. You guys know I live in YouTube and watching all these vloggers. But what they do is they mix all their money into one savings. And I think I think it's the wife handles all the finances. And if they need to buy anything for each other, you just let each other know. Like, okay, I have to buy something for my computers or stuff like that. Then get money from that. Both can work naman. This is where we differ. I like the one where we keep separate accounts. Not naman to the point that tinatago namin how much we have, but I want to have like an independent bank accounts, and then he wants to share everything together. So this is something that I think we're gonna look for a middle ground. Once we're gonna cross the bridge when we get there. We've been really open naman to how we handle our money and our finances, so I don't think it's gonna be that much of a problem. So it really depends on you which one you're more comfortable with, but I think the first step is really to talk about what your money attitude is, para you can gauge what your partner will think about it. Okay, so I don't know if I could find time to do another collab before the year ends, but let's in the future. Yes, let's do it, Maeve. I love Maven and Money also. You guys should check out her channel. Very underrated channel. So yeah. Okay, so another question about I think someone also asked, and I think I just answered the question. Managing money as a couple, just got married, and I'm not sure how to approach expenses. Like, should it be fixed contribution to the household, then eat my personal spending and savings account kami. So I think I answered that naman. It really depends on you and how it works. How much is your monthly net? Sorry. Sinagot ka na pala yun. What are the benefits of investing on UITF? Okay, so UITF, it's basically a pooled fund, very similar to mutual funds. So basically, the good thing about this is, generally, I'm not saying everything, generally, UITFs are much safer than aggressive investments like real estate and the stock market, diba? It's not too safe naman that like majority of the bonds, but it's kind of somewhere in between. Again, just as generalizing ha, meron din namang aggressive funds. But the great thing about this is you can diversify. So, I have a little, like very little money, and I think less than 10% of my net is in my funds or mutual funds or UITFs. So you're well diversified. It's usually invested in a lot of different securities, so and commodities maybe. So less returns, lower risk also, lower returns also. I always say that. So funds are a good way to diversify. If you're someone who's, all aggressive in real estate and stock market, you can put some safety money and relatively safer funds. Okay, so don't expect naman that you will grow aggressively naman your money in funds, because it is meant to be a more secure way of investing. So, yeah. But I have to be honest, I'm not a huge I'm not a huge fan of funds. I mean, I have money in funds, but I'm not like all about funds. I like managing the stock market, my stocks in the stock market, and I want to be a real estate investor. So I don't typically put a lot of my money in funds. But again, I have it. That's the important thing that I want to stress. I'm not against it. Like, you get my point. I know you guys are smart. Okay, so next question. Again, please put questions also here para real time yung pinag-uusapan natin. How tips on how to ace a job interview with or without experience. Okay, so I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to job interviews in my adult life, like in my 20s, because yun nga, I started my business right before I graduated. So I've been all about business, but I feel like pitching a business to someone is also similar to doing an interview for a job. And the thing that I notice people always tell me is that I'm not bragging ha, I'm sorry. They usually get impressed with me in interviews or stuff like that because I sound confident daw. I'm not always confident naman. I feel like I just don't say things like, oh, hindi ko alam paano gawin yan, or ito lang kayang gawin ko. I always say that, I'm a fast learner, I'm willing to adjust. Like, I've interviewed some before ha, like for internships. So, I always say na, yeah, I think that job is very similar to what this thing that I did before. So, I think even if I don't have direct experience, I can learn it naman. Parang ganun. So, you're just really open to what the job may entail. So, I feel like that's something that, even right now, pitching to clients, I always, if I feel like it's something that we can do, even if we don't have exact experience naman with it, we'll tell them that, okay, this would be our first, but we've done XYZ before, which I think is very similar and very beneficial to the task. So we also set the expectation that we're not the experts at this in the industry, but I know that we can deliver. We're confident that we can deliver. I think it's really your confidence also when it comes to doing job interviews and acing job interviews. So yeah, it's like selling yourself. Yes, parang ganon. So if the interviewer sees you like I'm not really sure, and parang your self doubt, they also doubt yourself because you yourself don't believe in yourself. Daming yourself. It's called the Creator Life. Yes, you can check out Julian on the Creator Life. I've done a few interviews with him also there. So shout out to fellow Cebuano content creators. I'm Cebuano pala, guys. If you guys are not aware, a lot of people, I think I posted earlier this week that a lot of people are demanding me to speak Tagalog. As you can see, marunong naman ako mag-Tagalog, but it's kind of awkward. And this is conversational Tagalog. If you make me speak like really deep like Tagalog, especially when it comes to stock market investing, life insurance, personal finance, parang walang parang my 1 hour of filming magiging 3 hours of filming. So I'd really rather speak in English na lang if you guys are okay with it. Okay, so yes, next. What else pa ba? Others kasi here, it's kanang asking me particularly on some products from insurance companies. And like I mentioned before, majority of the insurance companies' products are really just the same. They just have different ways of marketing it and giving you additional incentives. So what you can do so that you would know which insurance products fits well for you and which is the best for you is to really go out there and maybe meet with multiple financial advisors, check out different products, compare different products. That's actually what I did. I've been approached by a lot more companies than the ones that I bought in. But sometimes I don't really like the financial advisor. I feel like they're just after the sale and not necessarily looking out after me and what's good for me. So that's kind of why I don't have insurance products in some companies. Some insurance companies I find a little bit more expensive than others. I'm not gonna mention na lang who ha, because I don't wanna bash them naman. But yeah, some companies also have a nicer edge. Like they have programs that can give me weekly cashbacks or can increase my decrease my premium and increase my coverage. So I really like those. Okay, so next is what else? Have you tried investing in cooperatives? If yes, do you think it's worth investing? Again, shout out to Maven. I know she's investing in cooperatives. So please let us know your thoughts also on it, Maeve, sa comment section. Basically, I haven't tried investing in co-ops. My boyfriend invested his money in his mom's company's co-op, and it did yield really good returns. The thing that a lot of people don't like about co-ops is that it's not necessarily it's not insured. Similar, a lot of people are requesting for it to have a way to be PDIC insured also, because there are a lot of co-ops that are really secure and really big. Okay, so if you're not familiar with co-ops, basically it's like a pooled fund wherein they use the money not to buy stock markets or stuff like that. Maybe some does, but usually it's used to invest in they loan money for people or employees that want to start a business, for people or who wants to borrow money for maternity, stuff like that. And then parang the money that was loaned by interest, that's gonna be paid back. So the people who's putting money in the co-op gets money in return. That's the one co-op that I know ha. Not all, parang not all naman is like that, but that's from my limited knowledge. I admit I have a limited knowledge about it. But yeah, generally I plan and hope to invest money in cooperatives as well, because I feel like the impact is more direct. You're letting you're letting people borrow money, real people borrow money to have a bigger impact in their lives, especially if they're gonna use it to start a business. I really like that. So, okay, so advices and things to start doing of an 18-year-old venturing towards adulthood. Okay, when I was 18 years old, I was second year college. Uh, I had a 5-year course, so I was not even remotely thinking about adulting. So it's amazing. I'm seeing a lot of people right now, 14, 16 years old, doing already the stock market. I'm so amazed. Like, people always say na nga na I'm at a young age, I'm very financially responsible now. I'm 26, by the way. And if I compare myself to like 16-year-olds, it's like, what was I doing when I was 16, 18-year-old? But yeah, when you hit 18, for me though, open a bank account and start taking care of making government IDs. I know a lot of Filipinos don't even have proper government IDs right now, so I feel like that's something that you can do when you hit 18. Um, Not everyone can get a driver's license, so I feel like it's really important to have a government issued ID, at least 2 government issued IDs. So start working on those. Start working on your savings. Not necessarily investing yet, unless you're filthy rich when you're 18, which I know there are some, like when you're a YouTuber or when you have a business. So yeah, start working on those and also invest in yourself. I really like that as well. When I was 18, and if you're still in college, which majority of 18 years old are, I think, join organizations. School organizations kind of model how real world work environment and businesses are. So uh, do join college, school organization, even outside of school organizations. I feel like that's really where I honed my leadership skills and my confidence. I ran for student council when I was in college. So, vote for Charm, like I shake hands with everyone in in school. So I feel like that's really important. Some of you guys are telling me that the video is unlisted. Sorry, I don't know how to fix that. But yeah, I hope that a lot of you guys can find the video. Okay, so Maven here shared her thoughts on co-op. So mine is with my previous employer. It's a multi-purpose co-op. So they profit from loaning money and also running a co-op store. My past dividends are quite good, 6 to 7% annually. But yes, like what I said, it's not guaranteed. Check your co-op stats, how many are the members, historical returns, etc. Parang there is a co-op scoring also. Para siyang like credit score ng mga co-ops. So, yeah. I hope you guys can figure out, especially if you're in a big company. Usually my co-ops talaga yung mga bigger companies. So, yeah, I hope you can check if it's a good investment for you to make. The YouTube lives are unlisted pala, I think, because after we do the live, they're gonna check pa if walang unwanted content and everything. So I don't think they notify people of it. So yeah, good learning opportunity for me to do this YouTube live thing. Feel like it's doing not so well, but yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. How do you handle your bills all at once? Okay, so I do a lot of I have a lot of bills that come first week of the month and parang mid month. So 2 times every 2 weeks my bills na magjuju, basically yun. I like to just pay them off as right when I get the bill, para I don't get, I don't forget about it, I don't get charged. But right now, as I mentioned to you guys, everything that I'm earning for the month goes to the bills. So I know that that's a lot of the Filipinos out there as well. So yeah, it's good if you can transition from living paycheck to paycheck, meaning all your bills this month is going to be paid by the paycheck you get at the end of the month. Better if you transition to the paycheck that you get right now is already, you don't, wala ka ng payables, and everything that gets billed already in the next cycles, you can immediately pay them right when you get the bill. Diba? So, and then you can try to work on, 1 month first, and then 2 months ahead ka na, 3 months ahead ka na. So, yeah, I think that's one goal when it comes to bills, para you, because the stress and anxiety also that it brings to a lot of people is not healthy. So, I think that's something that we can all strive towards when it comes to bill. Yeah, Maeve, you have to go to the community tab talaga, kasi parang again, it's not public yet, because it goes through, I think YouTube has to check it pa. I'm not so sure. I'll research it after. Okay, next. Yeah. I think I'm running out of questions, so you guys can do more questions in the comment section para we get questions there. Thoughts on, Sun Life insurance and investments. Again, it's the same. Parang similar lang talaga. A lot of you guys are curious why I don't have Sun Life. I don't have anything about against the company. I feel like their products are actually great. It's just that the two agents that approached me, again, I didn't really like how they sold it to me. I feel like they weren't really listening on what my needs were. Instead, they just really wanted to do a sale. So that's why I didn't go with them, because it's a parang lifetime yung relationship nyo with your lifetime yung relationship mo with your financial advisor. So I really value that. I love all my financial advisors right now. I highly recommend them. Even if I ask their opinion regarding other companies, they would tell me na, yeah, okay din naman yung other companies. We have a product that's very similar to theirs. So may iba kasi na they bash other companies, I don't like that very much. So that's kind of a red flag for me when I'm talking to financial advisors or insurance agents. So yes. Okay, one question: do you have an idea about blockchain and the PI network? Works like Bitcoin, and they have mining app now. Just want to know your thoughts about digital currency and cryptocurrency. Another one, would you? Okay, so let's answer the first one first. Yeah, I personally don't have any of my assets right now in crypto. I do believe that crypto can be a profitable investment. It is quite volatile because a lot of people don't understand it yet. It's not regulated by any country, which is also, I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a detached currency, so it doesn't really fluctuate like how the economy does in a certain country. Like how in the Philippines, we're so affected by how the economy is in the US. And I feel like that's why a lot of people like the idea of a detached money, basically. Cryptocurrency, the reason why I don't, I've invested money in it. In and out lang ako sa market. Like, when I feel like, when I do trading, I look at the charts, diba? Like I've mentioned technical analysis in my latest video. If I look at it and I feel like I'm gonna profit, sometimes I do buy in cryptocurrency, but I'm just out like a couple of days or weeks. So, okay, I'm going off tangent here, but basically, yes, I think it's a good investment. It can be a good investment. My problem with it is that because not everyone understands it yet, a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Number one, there are a lot of scams. circling around cryptocurrency because they feel like there's so much noise, both positive and negative in the market, that when you are presented something, I'm gonna mention it like Forsage, that was a recent scam a few months ago, and I have a lot of friends that put money in Forsage, which ended up being like a Ponzi scheme slash pyramiding scheme. So that's kind of why I don't necessarily encourage everyone to do crypto yet, because uh, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are the stable ones. But just because there are um, other random new cryptocurrencies out there, and people like, immediately think, oh, this might be the new Bitcoin, or this might be the new Ethereum, ganon. It kind of fools a lot of people who are not necessarily, um, they don't do their due diligence when it comes to investing. So that's where my stand is with crypto. I have nothing against the crypto itself. A lot of people lang talaga are using it to take advantage of people, which I hate. I really don't like it when it's really the people down the line, people who really need the money and really are um, hoping to get really good profits, and they think it's a get rich quick scheme. They're really the ones who lose a lot of money as well. I hope I got my message through. But yeah. Okay, so another one. I would like to ask your money management system by percentage. Like, how much do you allot for investments, bills, needs, savings, etc.? I believe it would really depend on your income then. Okay, so I have a video about how much I spend in a week, and I actually did it like how much I spend in a month. So you can check that out. I fully disclosed where everything is going. So you can, like, some goes to my insurance, a lot of it goes to my insurance, recurring expenses, my needs, and then my wants as well. So you can check that out. But in terms of investments, like I said, I don't have a particular amount that I put aside every month. I usually put in bulk maybe every quarter. Sometimes I think I really put a lot. It really depends. I put a lot of money nung April, kasi the market was down, so I invested more in my stocks that time. Just to give you guys a rough idea, in percentages, this is like a net worth. I haven't done a net worth video because I feel like I just recently started doing my net worth inspired by Maven and Nat. Shout out to Maven and Nat. But basically, I have around 13 to 14% in cash. Tapos, I have around 10% in 10 to 11% in stocks. So that's already 25%. I have around maybe less than 5%, parang mga 3 to 4% in funds. So, and then the rest of the 70% are in properties and jewelries. So, properties include my car, the condo, and my jewelries as well. So, I mentioned in my video that I got into watches recently, and I inherited some jewelries also from my family. So yeah, that's kind of where it's kind of crazy. 70% is really locked into 2 or 3 properties, 4 properties if you include my car and some jewelries. And I did not count any of my business. I feel like it's not liquid enough to count as part of my net income, so I didn't count. I didn't count my business, and I also didn't count the house that I'm currently living in, which is my parents' house, because yeah, again, it's not liquid. We're not gonna sell this anytime soon or at all. So yeah, okay. Thanks for your input. Really appreciate it. Would also like to know how you diversify your investments if you have limited income. Yes. how you diversify. It's kind of hard to diversify your investment too much if you don't also have the capital for it, because that's really investing is basically making your money work for you, diba? So if you don't have a sizable amount of capital, it's also hard to really diversify it too much. For example, you have 1,000 pesos. Tapos you divide that pa in different investments, diba? Or even 10,000 pesos. Parang it's harder. So I would focus on, but maybe at least two first. I started with funds and acquiring first my car and strengthening my business. That's where I put all my money in when I started out. It's just recently, maybe in the last year or two, that I really got aggressive in terms of the stock market. And now I want to diversify my stock portfolio to be two kinds. Again, we have capital gains and dividends, diba? So I want to do like maybe 30 to 40% on dividends, and then the 60 to 70, maybe 50 to 60% on capital gains. Meaning, mga 60% of the stocks, I'm gonna constantly trade them. Tapos, yung iba, hold long for a long period of time, and then I'm after the dividends of it. That's what I'm kind of trying to do right now. So yeah, that's something that you can also do. Subscribe with Maven. Yay! Hi, May. May has been here since the beginning. I love it. Oh my gosh, I just killed a spider. Sorry, spider. Yeah, so you guys can put more questions. I just found your channel. Amazing practical tips. What self-help books do you recommend? I started investing or trading too in the stock and forex market last 2018. Ano po job niyo, ma'am? Okay, few questions there, no? Let's start with books. I've already mentioned this in my stories, and I think in my videos, na I honestly haven't read a lot of finance books. I've read a couple, business and finance. Majority of my learnings really came from YouTube. I know it doesn't sound like it's such a credible source, but I really highly recommend The Financial Diet and Graham Stephan. Those two are kind of the polar opposites. I'm not polar opposites, but parang they have different views on personal finance, but I've really taken what I can with both of them and applied it to my personal finance. So my personal way of doing finance, redundant, but yeah, so I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and honestly, it has, when I read it, I kind of knew, I kind of had a background already in personal finance. I've already been watching so many YouTube videos about it, but it still really shed light on some things. I don't necessarily agree with everything Robert Kiyosaki preaches. Like, for example, I don't agree that everyone can be filthy rich. I don't agree with that, because I acknowledge that there are a lot of things that, for example, I've been exposed to that really make me privileged in some way, that I can do the things that I do, diba? So even if, I've been working and starting a business ever since I was in college. The fact that I went to a good high school and I went to a good college, and the network that I got from them, the confidence I got from being exposed to the organizations that I was part of, that is a privilege, diba? And not everybody gets the same experience as me. So I acknowledge that. So I kind of disagree when he pushes for the idea that, if you're not getting rich, you're lazy. If you're not, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I do think that you are the driver of your own destiny, but at the same time, I acknowledge that there are environmental and social factors that might make it harder for you to do so. I hope that made sense, but still highly suggest and recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad. Just, always take everything with a grain of salt. Always find your own path. And then, yes, Forex and stock market, really good, aggressive platforms to invest in as well. So, be careful lang. But, yeah, since 2018 naman siya, I'm sure you're very familiar with it already. What is my job? I am an entrepreneur. So, I I know a lot of people say that, no, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. I run food markets, bazaars, and a creative agency. So, I have 3 or 4 branches right now of bazaars and food markets. So I mainly handle uh, the leasing of small businesses. So they rent places from us. We do the marketing, we get the people in, and they have to do is really focus on their products and services. And we give a chance to people who are only online to get a face-to-face experience with their customers, get real-time feedback. So yes, Dual Story is a creative agency. So we do branding, marketing, brand strategy, which we're really proud of. We really try to, um, we're not, branding is not just a logo. We really try to think like, okay, what is the impact for doing this? What is the direction of your company when you do this with your branding and with your marketing? So parang overall, and everything you need when it comes to branding. May konting business development na din siya actually. Okay, I been watching your videos. Very nice, informative. Thank you. We'll note your recommended books. Another question. Would like to know how you manage your time? I think I answered this earlier in the live. Honestly, I'm not the best at managing my time. I try. I'm I used to, and I kind of still do, tend to overcrowd my schedule and have like very little leeway from each task. So I end up being late to each task and meeting, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. I feel like with the work from home setup, I've been trying to improve on it. I notice I'm always the first in the online meetings already, so I'm very proud of that. But yeah, that's something that my family and my boyfriend always complains to me about, being late. But I'm trying to improve. My mom's there. Okay. I have some more questions on Instagram. What first company where you invest? I'm not sure if this is like the stock market. Yeah, I guess this is meant for the stock market. Okay. First company that I invested in. It was probably Ayala Corp. This is not a stock pick, but I'm someone who loves Ayala Malls, Ayala products. We're business partners with them. We are leasing 2 lots from Ayala for my businesses, so there's some sort of loyalty there. So that's kind of why I invest and I believe in the Ayala conglomerate. But it really depends on you. If you're like, for example, if you're an Apple user, you're a very loyal Apple user, MacBook, iPad, iPhone, diba, AirPods, everything, you kind of have that relationship with the stock, with that stock. So you tend to, believe that the Apple stock is, generally a good stock to invest in. So it's really up to you. The things that you see around your house, the products that you use, the places that you go to, that can really help you choose which stocks to buy. So yeah, right now I have a lot of stocks in banks, energy companies, holding companies, real estate companies. So I'm trying to diversify. Yes, I have some stocks already that are not blue chips, so I'm venturing out of blue chips already. Okay, tips for someone who'd like to start investing into the stock market. Okay, I answered this in my story. Really invest in your knowledge. Before I even started playing around with money in the stock market, because I do acknowledge that it's risky. It's a lot riskier than what I was used to. Well, I guess starting a business is risky, but it's calculated risk. So with the stock market, when you don't understand how price fluctuates and you can't live without that money for 6 months, 1 year, that's your last money. I really don't advise that. So we go back to investing in your knowledge. I read the Candlestick Bible. Well, there's basically very few reading. Para siyang graphics, graphs lahat. And I read that. The Intelligent Investor is also highly recommended. I honestly skimmed through it lang. Not a big reader. I used to like reading fiction, but I'm not a big reader when it comes to nonfiction. I don't know why. So yeah, invest in your knowledge. Knowledge talaga, know what your plan is, how long you can survive without that money, what your investment your risk tolerance is, what companies you plan to invest in, learn how you can do technical analysis. Then, if you feel like you're ready already, like you're 80% ready, open a stock brokerage account, fund it, and then if you can play around with virtual accounts first, like Instagrams and eToro has virtual accounts. Do that first so that you can get the feeling and emotion that it gives you. If you feel like you're a very emotional trader, maybe try to invest in safer stocks, and then yeah, get to know yourself and your plan. All right, so uh, I agree, Ms. Charm. Somehow your good network would really give you an advantage. I agree. Compared to those who are underprivileged, napaka-inspiring po ng life niyo. Oh, thank you. How did you start with your business? Okay. So, the first business na parang legit business na that I did, okay, wait. Back when I was in college, I did online business. I sold clothes that I got from Manila, clothes, sandals, and bags that I got and had made from Manila. And then I was selling it here in Cebu to my classmates and through online. Back then, when I was an online business, I started attending bazaars in Cebu. So the bazaar scene in Cebu was very different to what it was in Manila. Sa Manila, they had like Trendsetters Bazaar and all those big bazaars in the World Trade Center. So we didn't have that. Our bazaars were usually incorporated in corporate events, parang sideline lang. So nasa corporate events, nasa mga party or rave. So people don't really shop when they're at those events, and they don't really have the mindset that they're gonna shop. They didn't bring the money. Tapos when you attend raves and events pa, parang majority of the people want to get drunk and party, di ba? So wala silang car, maybe wala silang malaking bag. So we always had a deficit when it comes to sales. So parang hindi talaga worth it yung rental namin. So I was thinking na I was attending this one school event that was like a mini bazaar. So I was like, bakit walang ganito sa Cebu? Bakit walang parang Trendsetters Bazaar sa Cebu, di ba? Like, they advertise like over 100 merchants. Tapos, I see this really long line of people going in, and I know that their mindset is just really to shop. So, I said na, okay, I'm gonna do a bazaar. Like, I pulled out all my friends from that event. We went out and said, okay, I wanna do a bazaar that has 100 tenants, that's, probably in this location na medyo mahal in Cebu, kasi I wanted it to be air-conditioned, comfortable talaga for shopping, para people feel like they're in malls, diba? So when I did that, one of my friends who's always a skeptic, and I love her for being a skeptic, said na, paano mo gagawin yun? Parang ang mahal niyan. Tapos like, broke college kids kami nun. Parang ang mahal niyan. Tapos it's so risky eh. Just do apprenticeship. Just take the board exam, diba? Just be safe. Ganon. So, I wanted to prove her wrong. So, it really fueled my drive to do it. So, there are some people that I met because of my college organizations. Like, one was a president in a different org. So, we attended like a president's seminar before. So, I invited her. And then, two other people that were also business people that I met in bazaars that are also influencers. So they're very familiar with social media. So I invited them. So we became business partners, and we did an R&D. We spent money. We went to Manila and really researched how the bazaars in Manila was. And yeah, we analyze our competition in Manila. We're not really a competition, but our parang business model pattern came from them, and that's how we started Pop District Bazaar. We started with 650 or 60 tenants. We kind of broke even our very first bazaar, but I feel like through that first bazaar, it really opened up like all the opportunities that could have ever come to our lap, especially my main source of income right now, which is our food market, Sugbo Mercado. It opened up the door for that. So we barely got paid for that event. 2 weeks, 1 month before the event, we were about to back out because we only had 10 tenants and our rent was parang 100,000 ata, something that we couldn't afford to pay for ourselves for sure. So we were about to back out, and then we just really powered through that first event, and it didn't seem like we weren't making money from the outside. Like from the outside, everybody was congratulating us and thanking us for a really successful event. All the tenants were happy with their sales, and I really miss Pop District Bazaar. We do it like 2 to 3 times a year. Over 4 to 6 thousand people attends that every year. So obviously we couldn't do it because of Rona. And yeah, that's basically the first business that we did. And it was a leap of faith right after college. 6 months being unemployed, no salary. My savings was really just from the online business that I had back in college. Tapos walang office, so palagi kaming nasa Starbucks. So Starbucks every day. But 100 pesos every day for an office is not bad. But yeah, that's how we did our first business. Any tips for startup businesses? Yes. It depends on first identify if you're gonna do product or service, and then if you've decided on that, decide what your platform is. Is it gonna be mainly a physical store or an online store? Of course, you can do both, but what's the major what's the bulk of it? Is it you're gonna focus your efforts on the online or the physical store? And then after that, identify your target market. When you've done your research already, when you have a good solid product and service, identify your target market. Like we identified, kasi shopping, and then there's an entrance fee of 100 pesos, tapos um, uh, it's an air-conditioned place. We really targeted the A and upper B, class upper B. Kasi yun yung, not to be discriminatory, but that's the bracket that has majority of extra money to shop and buy whatever. So it's not gonna be they're not gonna think of, oh, should I buy this, should I buy that. Majority of them just really buy what they want, diba? So we targeted those people. So we targeted influencers that would target those people. So yeah, really important. And then when we already identified that target market, it kind of grew to become like, anyone was coming to our bazaar already. Not just one age group, not just one demographic, but it was kind of open to public already. And that's really important for having a product. Like, is it for females? Is it for males? Is it a unisex product? Is it a great gift idea? You really have to identify those things. I have also videos about that, how to start a business video. So yeah, I hope that helps. Also, sorry, I want to add, startup businesses always separate your business money from your personal money. Tapos yung nakukuha nyo na profit sa startup nyo, ipaikot nyo. Use it to grow your business. Try not to get money from it first. So it's ideal that you also have a day job that can sustain you for salary purposes, and then grow your side hustle. And if it becomes greater than your salary, that's the time you can comfortably quit your job if you don't like your job. So yeah. What's an acceptable initial capital for your experimental business concept? Okay. honestly, right now, a lot of people can start a business with zero capital, monetary capital. If you're talking just a lot of really time and effort. So, for example, drop shipping. You can really start it with very small amount of money. Even if you do manual drop shipping, like in your Facebook page, like you don't necessarily have a website or a Shopify just yet. Or, for example, this story that I heard a few years back of guys selling bags from tarpaulins to raise money for Yolanda. They spent around 10,000 pesos perfecting a prototype. Then tapos pag they got na the prototype that they really want of that bag, it was a backpack. They shot really good product photos and model photos of it. Tapos they got pre-orders. They will ask 50% down payment. Tapos if ready to ship na, they'll ask for full payment. And then low overheads because your customers are basically paying for the capital of your business, diba? So there are a lot of ways you can I think 5 to 10,000 is a doable if you're really, you really want to start small and bootstrap your business, then 5 to 10,000 is acceptable naman. There are a lot of ways you can do buy and sell, you can do for example, the drop shipping, you don't even really have to put out money first because when you grab photos from your supplier, wala kang inventory 'di ba? So you just sell the products through photos, and then when people buy it, you can ask a down payment. And then when you pay the supplier, some of it accepts credit cards, so it gets delayed yung billing, 'di ba? So, yeah, that's something that you guys can do. Yeah. So, I'll end the vlog in a bit, guys, ha. Let's end at 1.5 hours. I hope you guys, I'm gonna change mics. I hope you guys can hear me. Kasi parang my device is low back na. Okay, last few questions. Alright. Guys, bakit nag-hang? Okay, sorry. I couldn't read your comments kanina. What's happening? Okay, what would you advise anyone who is just starting to save money and had enough money already for investment? Do you suggest business, stock market, mutual funds? For example, I have 100k free money. Okay. It's really hard to assess sometimes, no? If I only have very few contexts, like I don't know what you do for a living, if you're happy doing what you do or you want to eventually quit your day job, so I'm not very sure. But if you have 100k of free money, I would recommend watching Nicole Alba's video. Nicole is a good friend of mine that I met through YouTube as well, but I actually agree with how she would spend a 100,000, and that's actually almost exactly how I would spend my 100,000. I think she divided it into funds, parang MP2, 30%, 30,000 MP2, 10,000 is a free to spend fund, 30,000 is a growing fund, and 30,000 was for parang ETF or fund, mutual fund. I forgot, but how I would do the 100,000, I would probably take the 30,000 and start a business. If that's something that you plan to do, I would take the 30,000 for the stock market, and I would take I would take 50,000 for the stock market and then maybe 20,000 for funds. So 30 on business, 20 on funds, and 50 on the stock market. That's because that's what I'm comfortable with. Again, it really depends on your risk appetite. It's so hard to know the entire context when it's just a short sentence like that. We can have a chat. You can chat me on Instagram. I respond there naman. So yeah, we can talk about that.
what would I do with the money? What would you suggest? Yeah, because you can also do 50-50, 50% on your money and 50% on investments like mutual funds. So that's also something that you can do. Speaking of startup, do you watch startup as in the Netflix series? No, not yet. I think it's a Korean series, right? I haven't watched it. You know, you guys are the reason I watched ano ba yung Danbam? Itaewon class, because everybody was talking about like, oh, Charm is inspiring me to make my own Danbam, and I didn't understand the context, so I watched the entire Itaewon class just because of you guys. So I think I'm gonna be watching Startup also, because I think like more than 10 people have asked me that already. So yes. Let me know if you suggest at Maeve, like if it's nice. I'm definitely up naman for Korean series. I I don't discriminate. So alright, let's do last questions. Anyone? We have like 5 more minutes before we hit an hour and a half. Try watching Billions. Yes, that's also. I never watch. I don't really watch Netflix series anymore, but that's also on my list. Billions. Okay, Billions and Startups. I'll add that to my list. Dami na sa list ko. But I watched recently the Queen's Gambit. I can watch short series like that, like something that I can finish in 2 days. Ganon. But like if it's something that marami yung seasons or ang haba, I get easily distracted, like with I get easily I procrastinate really easily. That's why I try to avoid starting a series, because if I start, I have to finish it. I'm sure you guys can relate naman to me. I hope you guys can relate to me. Even yung social network ba yun? Hindi ko pa napanood. Which really, I mean, it was really sikat at the time. I love Queen's Gambit. We just played chess this afternoon because of Queen's Gambit. Grabe, na gamit namin ulit yung chess ko from elementary just because of that show. But yes, I love Queen's Gambit as well. I made my dad watch it as well. And my dad doesn't understand the concept of Netflix, so that was fun. Okay, last few questions maybe before we leave. But this was really fun. I know that I'm still trying to find out how to maybe push, why it doesn't go to push notifications like YouTube lives. I definitely have more people on my Instagram live. So but consistent naman yung people nandito. So thank you guys. I think a lot of people are trying to find the link to. I've been getting a lot of people asking me like how they can watch the live and everything. So thank you for sticking around even if medyo structure yung walang structure yung YouTube live natin. But yeah, just a quick like 10K celebration. I wanted to answer some questions and try YouTube live. And I honestly filmed a video for next week already. So I didn't get to film a video for this week. Work was kind of overwhelming. We had to face some problems that I really don't want to talk about. But yeah. Thank you everyone for joining me. I think we're about done. I hope I didn't miss any questions, because I like the chat keeps getting lost. So I hope I didn't miss any questions. But I know a lot of you guys have been asking regarding the couple, how we handle our finances as a couple. We're not perfect. We're still starting out. We have a couples account, and a lot of people are shocked about that. But I'll make a video soon. I think it's next year na talaga. But I'll make a video hopefully with the jet soon. Pwede ba may PhilHealth through GCash? I think so. Yeah, I think you can pay PhilHealth through GCash and PayMaya. I'm not so sure. I haven't tried. I think I pay it through bank transfer, but I think you can. I think you can. And I hope I'm not wrong. Yes, so we've hit the 1.5 hour mark. So thank you so much, Maven. If you're still here, the collab, ha. Let's talk about that because I really wanna collab with you or have you in one of my Instagram lives. Okay, so you guys subscribe also to Maven and Money and yes. Hi, Miss Maven. I also watching vlogs. Yes, we love Maven in this channel. So yeah, thank you everyone again for joining me this evening, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this YouTube live, and it was enough of a switch from the usual video natin on Sunday evenings. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week on my video. I don't know how to end this YouTube live, so I'm just gonna say bye and awkwardly turn it off.